On this episode of Groundbreakers, we profile senior captain Nattie Hood.
My name's Nattie Hood. I'm a senior. I'm class of 2026, and I'm 17 years old.
How did you get in the sport of wrestling?
I have already done soccer and basketball when I was growing up, and I was told I was really strong when I was little, and I was looking at the list of sports, and I decided to give wrestling a try. We had a senior at the time. Her name was Tatum, and because of her, I was able to get into a lot of high-level tournaments. We went to Napa and we went to West Coast. I went 0-2 at West Coast my freshman year, but I was able to actually experience high-level wrestling, see what it was. The fact that I was even able to be there and see those kind of wrestlers really made me actually want to do better. But even then, I went to state my freshman year, but I didn't know what that meant. I just knew that I had another week because I didn't know how sports worked in high school. I thought you just kept going and you just eventually they just say, okay, practice is over, and then you just stop practicing and you do a new sport. I mean, coming into my senior year right now, I'm the only veteran from that first year. In the practice room, everybody likes talking to each other. Everybody beats on. Everybody makes fun of each other. It's a cool team to have. So this year, during the fall, I dropped volleyball and I did flag football. I would go to work out in the weight room during the summer with the freshman football boys, the boys teams, because one of my wrestling coaches coaches the football boys. And it was something for me to do during the summer besides wrestling, especially since my club shut down in the summer. I didn't really have anything to do. And my mom was really adamant on me not doing flag. She didn't want me to get hurt. Then my wrestling coach lined up to coach, and the head football coach talked to me, talking about, hey, I know that this is your coach. I gassed him up a little bit, and then he ended up getting the job. And he convinced my mom to let me, said that he would look after me and that it would help with my conditioning. Culture felt so similar to wrestling. So it was weird to be with a bunch of girls that give off the same vibe as wrestling. A lot of the girls are even coming out to wrestle this year. Our defense, I think, was probably top 5 in the league, if not top 3. We had a really good defense. Star, she was so aggressive. She was always mad at someone. She always found someone to get mad at. And I was always there. We were always there for each other. If it was anyone on the field, it was always me and Star.
No freaking way, bro.
I thought she was at least gonna I thought she was at least gonna wear it.
Okay.
Redo. You're gonna lose all your college. After every play, I would go and whisper something stupid in her ear when she was mad and make her laugh, and then run away. She would always hear me talking to myself and singing to myself. Oh yes, I'm a goat.
It's getting cold. I'm in a goose or crazy. Big boy shit is pushing in me.
So our last week of games, we had 2 back-to-back, same day. And then we had our final game on that Wednesday. And we also decided to mic me up. We got a doubleheader today. That means we play 2 games back-to-back. Fit check. We got the Los Reyes. We got the Nike, the Amazon, don't know what the thing is. I'm playing offense today, so I'm gonna suck. So we got this. We got the rudest socks, had a rep. And then I don't know what the heck these are, but they're pink, so I bought them. But I would whisper it to girls here and there. It's oh my gosh, I want to be mic'd up too. And then some of them were freaking out about what they were saying.
Oh, hey, what do you want to say?
Hey.
I don't know.
But at some point, I think in the second game, I low-key forgot, or I wasn't thinking about it as much anymore. I did talk to myself.
They gotta throw it, right?
I got a pick. I didn't get a pick 6. I'm a little slow. And then my last game, I was told that I wasn't gonna play. I accepted that after the second half that I wasn't gonna play anymore. That series ended, and I got taken out. And then my coach hugged me and said that it's time to focus on the real season. And then I started tearing up, and then I had to walk away, and I had to collect myself. And then right after that, we got a touchdown. So I had to celebrate my team while my tears are in my eyes. Then I finally collected myself. I already took off my gear. Next thing you know, there's only one safety on the field and the other person isn't going in, and he turns around and shoves me and tells me to go. And I literally yelled at him, like, how are you gonna make me cry and then tell me to go back in the game? I think that drove me to end how I did, because the girl that got a touchdown, the energy was a little off when I was around her. It got thrown to her again in the far back corner and everybody was on it. And little old me, probably the shortest person there, standing at like 5'3", somehow jumped over everybody and caught it. And that was pretty much the end of the game. I'm glad that I had the teammates that I had, and I'm glad that I got to experience what I did.
Cut my life into pieces.
Last year we went to Brentwood. But the thing about this tournament is that you win a belt. And the thing about girls tournaments is that you hardly ever win anything that is like not a medal. Like it's usually like guys that gets rings and belts and all this. And girls don't really get that. So it's one of those few tournaments that have that extra drive to win. My first match was really quick. It was like 50 seconds, if not less. And the only reason I remember it so much is because afterwards, one of my friends from another team came up to me and told me that her dad's famous and that he was in her corner watching her and that I just beat up his girl, quote unquote, their words, really quickly. And I felt bad. I don't know, like, I'm not like one of those wrestlers who are like really mean to people. Like I said, like I wrestle a lot of guys who are like that. And like, I don't know how they do it. Like, I couldn't do that. Like, I feel really bad after, like, especially if they like get upset after losing. My second match, I don't remember. She had an orange singlet though. I tie up to test their strength. And then I was like, dang, she really feels strong right now. And then after that, I was like, wait, I'm not doing anything to push back. And so if you watch the video, you can see me just randomly start like tugging at her and like, oh, I could move her. And so that's when I went in for a shot, and then like I picked her leg up and slammed her, and then it was like I had really good arm bars that tournament. That's the thing that I remember. Like I don't think I've gotten like tighter arm bar because I was working on arm bar in halves, and I don't remember like another tournament where I actually had it that good. Oh, my third match. My third match was against this girl from Concord, and I went against her before at a Tokyo tournament. So I ended up losing, arguably off of my own mistakes. And so this tournament, I really want to beat her. I really not only want to beat her, but I want to go into finals because I had been in the finals last year. I think I was pretty dominant that match. There were a few times where I either could have slipped up or I did slip up, but I was pushing the pace, which is something that I feel like I was missing a lot in my previous wrestling. I didn't pin her. We went to decision, but I was really close to pinning her a few times, and she would fight off for like minutes at a time. Like she was really strong. She ended up getting a reversal in the last few seconds, but it was at that point where I had such a big lead that it didn't matter. So I just kind of like waited it out, and then I made it to finals. And then my finals was against the girl that I worried about. The seeds messed up. I went into it just waiting for my slide by into an ankle pick. And she was giving me the pressure, so I did it. And it was really quick into the match. And I was talking to a few of my friends after, and they said that like nobody expected it, blah, 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 this whole thing. Because it was something I learned that year. It wasn't something that you could have really studied. I just did it because I felt like it was there. She head and armed me straight to my back. It was really tight. Like, I literally turned red. I could not breathe, so I literally had to like lay down and just take the L. But if I had been going if I didn't go to my knees, like honestly, that probably could have been like that. If I had won that entire tournament, that probably would have been like one of my best tournaments to date. Not just because I had won it and won a belt. I just hadn't been wrestling like that in a while, and it was a tournament that had some good comp, and so it was really exciting. But like looking back now, like it really is something that makes me proud. And that really was like a stepping stone to the right direction for the future tournaments to come after that. Going into regionals, I had just won league, and I had won regionals the year before, so it's also the fact that there was a little bit of pressure there. I pretty much breezed through my first couple of matches, and then my finals match, we wrestled each other twice before, where we were 1-1. She beat me at a local, but she was on the Fargo team with me. The other time we wrestled and then I beat her was at West Coast. But going to that match, I knew that her number one thing was 2-on-1s. And the match happens, and we're hand fighting, and she grabs my wrist, and she pulls it to her, and the moment she did that, I put her in a front handlock. And she goes to try and sweep, and I sprawl, and then I put an underhook in, and I drive it straight to her back within like the first 40 seconds of the match, which was a little bit of a high for me, not gonna lie. And then she ended up getting out of that, and I was doing this thing the last part of my season where I would go really freaking fast with everything. I would just go from one move to the other, and like half the time it was too fast for anything to really happen. And so my coach was yelling at me to slow down. And so you can literally see me go from like, okay, go for the wrist, pull it out, to literally just calming down. And then I go for, I don't remember if it was a bar or a half, but I put it in and I pretty much stacked her. And then I was pretty confident in that. And it was a really quick, dominant match. And it was cool, not only that I was like, that I won regionals for the second time, but that I beat someone who, in such a dominant way, like it, in my mind, it showed me how much I had improved since my first year wrestling. And I don't know, it's just really cool to look back on, because it's honestly one of my favorite matches to watch, just because of how like quick my reaction time was. And that's something that I struggle with in my matches. So just won regionals and went into masters, which is at home, so I didn't have to wake up that early. I was actually ranked first, which not only shocked me, it was really cool, because mind you, again, I only started 2 years prior, and to be from that to ranked first, regardless of that not being the outcome, the fact that I was even on that bracket at the top was really cool for me to see. Like, I literally was getting so giddy. And semis match, I was a little nervous because it was my friend, and we hadn't officially, I don't think we'd officially wrestled each other before, but I knew how she wrestled, and I know that all she does is throw. Yet for some reason I still tied up with her, but it was okay, it ended up okay. That was probably one of my more dominant matches, I would say. I mean, I almost got put on my back, but that was like my fault. I threw a head and arm, she just rolled through, average defense to that. And it came up on top. I was really trying to work my bar. And thinking back about it now, I don't know if she knows that I just do bars and she was like fighting it, but I couldn't get my bar. So I did a cross-face cradle, because I honestly did it expecting nothing to really come out of it, but then it worked, and I was kind of proud of myself. And there have been so many times during the season where I got a cradle and they didn't call the pin off my cradle. It happened at league. I had like really little hope. I guess it was like in my mind, it was just to do it and kind of for back points, but I wasn't even thinking about that. But I ended up getting the pin, which is great. And then I went into finals for the second time. And the year before, I had someone who won state. The year before that. And this year, I had someone who won state the year before that. And so it was kind of funny how that lined up. And I was 100% nervous. But I also really thought that I had a fighting chance, because I've never wrestled this girl before. All I know is that she pins a lot of people in the first period. I pretty much pinned myself, honestly. I went for a dumb shot and she just threw an underhook in and put me to my back. But I know that if I didn't take that dumb shot, I would have had much more of a fighting chance, and I could have done something. It was kind of embarrassing, and I went and cried about it after. Whether I won or not, I just wish I didn't do it to see what I could have actually done. You know what I mean? But placed second is okay. 2 times finalist, we're gonna take it this year. Next we went to state. I had a massive goal of placing at state. I really thought I could do it, and then we ended up falling short. But my first match, I was kind of nervous about, because I knew of her and not really how she wrestles. I know she throws. A lot of SoCal girls throw. I know she threw, but I've never wrestled her before. So I just kind of went into it wrestling how I wrestle, but being like kind of cautious. And she was way more defensive. I pinned her in the second period with my bar. And then the next match, I had the first seed. And it's really unfortunate how I always end up in the bracket. The year before, I had the second seed, second match. And that year, I had the first seed. So it was like, I lost to her last year. She's the one that took me out of the tournament the year before. We were pretty head-to-head that match. I don't know how it looked in terms of scoring my sophomore year. This year, I was kind of excited. And then I went into it, and I didn't do anything. I kind of just took it until she pinned me. And then I was like, okay, next match. And I went to my next match. I finally hit a Grand V. I've been working on it for the past like couple weeks, and I finally hit it. And then I could have done better in terms of my positioning, but I did end up taking it. And I think I felt pretty good wrestling that match. And then my next match, I know that if I had less pressure and actually forced her to be in the circle, I could have been way more dominant that match. Especially with the other times that I've wrestled her, she just rides the edge. And if I did anything, she would just push herself out and call it out. And then for some reason, the one time I was on the edge, I didn't run away, but also that's not how I wrestle. I don't like to run away from a mat. And for the first time in a long time, I wasn't mad that I lost. Like, I knew my season was over, and I knew that I was one match away from placing, but I wasn't mad at how I wrestled. I wasn't mad that I lost. I was just ready to do what was next. We've been talking to colleges. I've been on a visit, which is a really cool experience. I have a few more visits lined up.
It is with great pleasure to inform you that you've been accepted into the admission for William Penn University.
How are you? How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm doing good. How are you?
Awesome. I'm glad you taking a tour. What do you think so far of the facility?
Dude, it's so nice. I haven't seen anything this big before, and like.
Oh yeah. Well, it's gonna get even bigger, and we're excited. We're gonna add a women's program. We're gonna be a national power to start with. So hopefully you like it. We get you on campus.
No, this last season has been really bittersweet. This is my last year. Like, this is my last time practicing in this gym. I really want a banner on the wall. I don't know if I'm gonna win state, but something to get me on that wall would be really cool. I know the biggest thing that I got going for me right now is the fact that I might be the first person to qualify for state 4 times. Regardless of the fact I haven't placed at state is different, but the fact that I might have something like of history here, because like I said, like Tatum, like she like led the program. Like for me to actually like do something following it, hopefully someone comes after me on the girls' side and keeps our name going, and maybe eventually in years to come, this can actually become a bigger program, a diehard program that people actually want to go to. I think in a few years' time, it would be really cool to come back to an alma mater and, I don't know, maybe coach a little bit.